Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to County Court at Law Number 2. My name is Judge Terrence Holmes. I'm the presiding judge here in County Court at Law Number 2. This morning, we have two dockets. We have our announcement docket and we have our motion to revoke probation docket. When I call your name, please come forward with your attorney, if you have an attorney. If your attorney is not here, then we will wait for your attorney to arrive because your attorney may be in another court handling another matter. If you are not represented by an attorney, then when I call your name, you will come before the bench by yourself. Our first case is cause number 24CCCR 0424. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Joshua Shane Quinton Almeida. And Mr. Almeida is on Zoom. Mr. Almeida, you can take your mic off of mute. Mr. Almeida, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Almeida, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Joe Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez is currently in trial in another court, so he will not be here today. Your case will be reset until March 10th of 2025.
March.
March 10th, 2025. Your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset dates. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman.
Yes, sir.
And on that date, March 10th, you need to be here in person. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next case is cause number 24CCCR 2512, case is style of state of Texas versus James Leon Hendricks. Mr. Hendricks is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Hendricks, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Hendricks, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore, who is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Galmore, how are you doing?
I'm great today, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Hendricks' case?
Judge, we need more time to get all of the discovery and review it.
Okay. Give us a reset date. This case will be reset until March 10th of 2025. And Mr. Hendricks, your attorney and your bondsman will give a notice of your reset date. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. And Mr. Hendricks, before we let you go, I need to give you some bond conditions. I have a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. And it states as follows: following return of a criminal information in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Mr. Hendricks, do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, condition number 3 does not apply. Condition number 4 does apply because the case that you have, which is a DWI second, is listed as a subsequent offense under section 49.04 through 4906 of the Texas Penal Code. Now, condition number 4 states as follows: a defendant whose information charges any subsequent offense listed under section 4904 through 4906 of the Texas Penal Code shall not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with an interlock device mechanism that makes impractical the operation of the vehicle if ethyl alcohol is detected in the breath of the operator, and said device shall be installed at the defendant's expense with written verifications of such installation being submitted to the court on or before 3 days after today. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir. It's already in there.
Okay, that's good. Now, condition number 5, defendant shall obtain, maintain, and pay for, and have no violations with the ignition interlock device or mobile breath device. Any violation will be grounds for revocation. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 6, defendant must attend AANA meetings 3 times a week and provide proof to the court. If you were here in person, I would give you a sign-in sheet. Actually, we could send that sign-in sheet along with locations that you can, now, are you a resident of Jefferson County?
I just moved here from Lumberton.
Okay, so we can send your attorney the sign-in sheet, your bond conditions, and locations in Jefferson County that you could attend AANA meetings. And every time that you come to court, you need to present a copy of the sign-in sheet to verify that you have been attending AANA meetings. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so again, your case is reset till March 10th, 2025. Stay in contact with your attorney, your bondsman. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You do the same.
Thank you. And you're free to go as well, Mr. Galmore.
Thank you, Jeff. You have a good day.
All right, you're welcome. Yeah.
Judge, while you're in there, can you grab me a consulate form? Okay.
Okay, Mr. Kelly,
Yes, Your Honor.
give me that excuse. Okay, Mr. Kelly, you represent Aiden B. McCabe, is that correct?
That's correct.
He has 3 cases.
Yes,
State is represented in this case by attorney Andrew Hubel. Mr. Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge. Thank you.
And Mr. Kelly, how are you doing?
Just fine, Judge. Thank
Now, Mr. Kelly, we received this correspondence
you. Yes.
regarding your client. And so therefore, you have any objections?
No objections from the state.
Okay. Your case is going to be reset. Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, this case is gonna be reset to March 10th, 2025. You can get your reset from the court coordinator. Once you get the reset, I think this is on the case.
It is, Judge.
You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You as well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Did you check the case? But, but she did. What vote? There's another one?
It's coming right now,
Okay.
Judge.
Okay. Aaron Scott White. Please come forward. Okay, the court is in session and calls numbers 24-CCCR 0958 and calls number 24-CCCR 0959. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Aaron Scott White. Mr. White, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. White?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. White, I have a waiver of counsel in the file that was signed by you on December 5th of 2024. In that waiver, you're representing yourself, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. White, this case was reset for an announcement, also to give you time to get discovery, have discovery at the district attorney's office. Have you visited the district attorney's office?
Not yet. Sir.
Okay, why haven't you visited the district attorney's office?
Weather, and then me and my family got really sick for the past
Okay.
2-3 weeks. We've been sick.
Okay, okay. So you well now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to reset your case. State, you have any idea how much time? Should we just give a standard reset?
Standard reset is fine, Your Honor.
Okay.
And most weekdays outside of being in trial, I can make myself available in the afternoon.
Did you hear that? He said most weekdays he could make himself, and with the exception of being a trial, he could make himself available in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, so you have contact information on him? He would have to contact you first, so.
You can contact me through the DA's office.
Okay.
Just ask for Andrew. So,
Okay, you have that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to March 10th, 2025. Mr. White, you're going to get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
You too.
And you welcome. Thank you. Okay, next case is Catherine Millie Furlow. And Ms.
Yes,
Furlow is on Zoom. Ms. Furlow, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Furlow, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Ryan Matuska. Attorney Matuska, how are you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Mr. Matuska, I see here that there's a note on the docket sheet that says that Ms. Furlow currently has she has another felony case, is that correct?
That's correct, right?
same offense state.
Yeah, with the same offense date. Do we know the status of that case? Is that it?
Its next setting is in March, Your Honor.
Okay, March, do you have a date? We're gonna reset it on the same day. This is Catherine Furlow, page 5, the first case, March 21st. Okay, so this case will be reset to March 21st of 2025. And Ms. Furlow, on that date, you have 2 cases set. You'll come to this court first and check in. And then you'll go to the felony court. And once you finish in the felony court, then you'll come back to this court
Okay.
Tell us what the status is on your felony case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your case is reset. You're free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you have a blessed day.
You do the same. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Matuska, this is your only case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You're free to go and you have a blessed day. You can get your reset.
Thank you.
Okay. This is cause number M331084. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Jalen Rashard Adams. Mr. Adams, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Adams?
How you-
Doing fine, thanks for asking. And Mr. Adams, the probation office is represented by Mr. Gary Gilliam. How are you doing, Mr. Gilliam?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Gilliam and Mr. Hubel, what is the recommendation in this case?
The state has submitted dismissal in this case, Your Honor, based on, defendant's payment of restitution.
Okay, now, Mr. Adams, I have the motion to dismiss, motion to revoke probation. I'm signing this motion. Mr. Gilliam, once this motion is signed, has his probation expired?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that simply means that you will no longer be on probation. I just signed the motion. Congratulations for completing your probation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You can get a copy of the dismissal from, the court coordinator. Once you get a copy, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. All right.
Judge, I wanted to mention, I remember the last time he was here, he told us that he was the truck driving or
Yeah.
something. Did you complete that?
I had to get this done so I could complete.
Okay,
And so you didn't give up, that's good.
I started school.
okay, that's good. Congratulations. Hey, Mr. Gilliam, you're free to go and you have
Thank you,
a
sir.
blessed day.
Yeah.
Mr. Roger. Yes, I have, Rocio. Rocio Lopez. How you doing, Ms. Lopez? Can you? Okay, now, Ms. Lopez, you speak Spanish, is that correct? And maybe a little English?
Yeah, a little bit English, yeah.
Little bit, okay. Now, Ms. Lopez, I have before you, next to you, Ms. Jennifer Rogers. She's our translator. She's fluent in Spanish and in English. And Ms. Roger, would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm to interpret Spanish to English and English to Spanish to help you God?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Now, Ms. Rocio was here in court back in December 10th of 2024.
Okay.
And at that time, she wanted to waive her right to an attorney and represent herself. Okay, and the case was reset to give her an opportunity to speak to a Spanish-speaking attorney, because if she is convicted or if she pleads guilty or no contest, and then there's a possibility that she could be deported because she's not a U.S. citizen. She could be denied naturalization under federal law, or she could be excluded from admission into the country. And so she needed some time to talk to an attorney, I guess, who knows something about immigration.
Okay.
So we need to know whether or not she has talked to an attorney.
¿Está preguntando entonces si usted habló con un abogado
No,
de los bienes que tiene que decir?
no.
She said no, sir.
Okay. So does she need more time to talk to an attorney about the immigration status?
Está aquí para que. Okay, so I assume she's assuming that she's gonna be representing herself, and that's why she didn't talk to an attorney, because she said that she's ready to just go forward with whatever you're gonna give her.
Okay. So you understand that, if you plead guilty and no contest, and I think as part of the plea papers, it says that, in the paperwork, that if you plead guilty and no contest, you could be deported. Accident.
Dice que querían que usted entiende si lo dices que los culpables que no pueden deportar. Por eso pues dio tiempo para hablar con porque ellos confirman que sí, porque tienen un caso usted. Por eso, para hablar con un abogado. So now she doesn't know what she needs to do.
Okay. Could she, ask her, if she's employed?
Usted trabaja. Yes.
Okay, what I might have to do is get her to fill out a,
In gym form.
indigent form, right?
Okay, si lo quiere le van a dar una forma. Si lo pueden saber, para una de cada deporte. She said that they were, si te dio uno, llenaste los otros.
Me dijo el juez cuando salí de la cárcel.
Mhm.
Me
Okay, she said that whenever she was at the jail, that they approved her for one,
Oh,
but they never got any information. She never got.
look in the
information.
file. Is there one in the file? I know, but I mean, if it's approved, she qualifies, then we go off of that. I don't see her name, Rocio Lopez. Okay, let's do that. Here we go. I don't see that in the. I don't see that paperwork in the file. I don't, they don't have, she said she was in jail, they didn't do a registration? Yeah. Okay. She has one? Was it approved? Need the affidavit. I could. Do all that other stuff. Okay, yeah, she was approved, right? Okay, yeah, she was approved. So, Miss, Lopez, the court is gonna appoint you an attorney. Mr. Rojas, we're gonna appoint you to represent Miss Lopez. Okay. And you could tell her that this is an attorney. And okay, so we'll reset your case. Give us a reset date. Okay. All right. So you're gonna get your reset. Do I have to, no, that's sufficient because, yeah, I did. I wrote it on here.
Thank you.
And it you up. Oh, you're gonna have to e-file that? Do I have to, is there a place for me to put the attorney's name in there?
I know.
Okay.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, yes, you may be.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. Where- Does she have to fill out that bottom stuff?
No, they don't.
Okay. Okay. He does. David Jimenez Vera. Vera doesn't speak English, there's over translating. This is cause number 24 CCCR 0866. Case is styled the state of Texas versus David Jimenez Vera. Mr. Vera speaks Spanish. His attorney, Mr. Charles Rojas, speaks, he's fluent in Spanish and English. Mr. Rojas, will you please raise your right hand? Mr. Rojas, do you swear to translate English to Spanish and Spanish to English to help you God? I do, Your Honor. Okay, you may put your hand down. Mr. Rojas, ask Mr. Vera if his full name is David Jimenez Vera.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Vera, ask Mr. Vera to raise his right hand. Okay, Mr. Vera, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Okay, you may put your hand up. Ask Mr. Vera how he's doing.
Good,
Okay, and how are you doing, Mr. Ross?
doing well, Judge, thank you.
Now, Mr. Ross, do you waive a record in Mr. Vera's case?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Vera, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, David Jimenez Vera, on or about May 2nd of 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, state, are you abandoning the enhancement paragraph?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Vera, the state is abandoning the enhancement paragraph, and what that means is instead of being charged with a Class A misdemeanor, DWI, you will be charged with a lesser included offense, Class B misdemeanor, DWI. Do you understand?
Va a ser un caso, un carro no digamos, ¿entiendes eso?
No estaba manejando.
Pero entiendes los carros.
No estaba manejando. Me llegaron del parqueadero.
Can I have a minute with him, Judge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now, Mr. Vera, the state has filed a document that is titled Information. In this information, it alleges that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of DWI, which allegedly occurred on or about May 2nd of 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas. The state is abandoning the enhancement paragraph. So this will no longer be a DWI second, it will be a DWI first, which is a Class B misdemeanor. That is, it is a lesser included offense of DWI second. So it's a Class B, it's a lower offense. Do you understand?
Entiendes que es el carro. Yes.
Now, to the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Okay. Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Vera, I also have before me on my tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
At the bottom of page 1, there are a set of initials, DV. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
These initials are below a paragraph that states citizenship. If you are not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty of nola contendere may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No, I'm a resident.
Okay. I also have a document that is titled English Statement 1 for all foreign nationals, except those from mandatory notification country. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
The last sentence in the first paragraph states, do you want us to notify your consular officers at this time? And there's a word, the word no is circled. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is this your signature on this document?
Yes.
All right. Now, going back to State's Exhibit number 1, on page 2 of State's Exhibit number 1, there's a set of initials, DV, on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that is checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand this statement?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand this statement?
Yes.
Where's the certification? Thank you. I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Mr. Vera, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you in Spanish?
Yes.
Did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Except for stage 1.
No objection.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Rojas, you have advised and counseled Mr. Vera. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Rojas, during your consultation with Mr. Vera, did you advise Mr. Vera that on a plea of guilty nolo contendere, it may result in his deportation, exclusion from admission, denial of naturalization under federal law or deportation?
I did, Your Honor.
And did you advise him as to the consequences pursuant to the case of the case of Padilla versus Kentucky?
I did.
Okay. Mr. Vera, the court is going to accept your plea of guilty. The court will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. The court will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And the court will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is 1 year probate over 2 years with a $750 fine, 60 hours community service, the installation maintained an interlock device, and DWI first steering conditions of probation.
What is this court cost? Okay. Mr. Vera, the state is offering that you serve 1 year in the Jefferson County Jail, but you would not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 2 years. During the 2-year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $750 plus court costs of $392. You will also be required to pay a DWI conviction fine of $100. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month, a reimbursement fee of $15. You will also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $133 a month. Will you be able to pay the $133 each month?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attend and complete a DWI education class, have an alcohol assessment, and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Vera, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
Do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Vera, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Vera, this will conclude your case. Please stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the direction of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Rojas, I think this is your
That's all I have.
last case.
Yes.
You're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Gilthorpe,
Yes, good.
thank you. You're here on this matter of Oliva Sanchez Oliva, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Now, I have before me, now this case is set for trial next week.
That's
Yes.
correct, Your Honor.
That's correct, Judge.
And let's see, moves between those chairs here. Unavailable, where's that? Receive district attorneys. And this is the state's second motion for continuance,
That's correct, Your Honor.
okay? You have any objections, Mr. Gilthorpe?
I do, Your Honor. But we have to that motion, but I believe there are other reasons that the case is going to need to be reset. We've discovered that there are some discovery issues. And I brought that to the attention of Ms. Simmons, and we're working on getting discovery completed. So I believe the case, that motion would be moot in the sense that we're going to need time to reset the case for discovery and not based on
So
that
you-
motion.
But you'll be asking for continuous as well, is what I'm hearing, because you need discovery.
Correct.
To complete your discovery. You might have some, but you
We're
have.
working on obtaining separate discovery, Your Honor.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the case may have been continued in the past on a defense because of interpreter, right? Is this, but we have an interpreter now, but I think at one time you had filed a motion for an interpreter and
There
the
is
court
a-
signed it, And then we have an interpreter, okay,
There is a motion for an interpreter on that case.
Right.
Yes, Judge, Spanish speaking will be required.
right,
It was discovered when we were looking through discovery that there was some missing discovery.
right.
And so I don't know if I've ever had a continuance on this case, but there is.
I think it just was, I think it would
we
just
under
continue
file.
because, we had to get, yeah. Because I know at one time it came up and it had to be filed.
Correct, Your Honor.
Right.
It wasn't a continuance from defense. It was just that we needed to have a motion on file. for-
Right, and we got one and we signed one, so we got one, so. So we can just reset it is what I'm hearing.
That's
Instead of
correct.
acting on the motion, don't sign the motion, just reset it, is what I'm hearing.
That would be correct.
Right.
That's what I'm asking for.
Right.
Because I think it would be, I think I'm obligated to not agree to a second.
Well, I
continuance by
understand
the
that,
state,
yeah.
But I'm also not opposed to it being.
Yeah, but
for
you need your discovery, I mean,
That's
even if,
correct.
yeah, right. Right. Okay. Okay, so this case is gonna be reset, we'll keep it on the trial docket. This is,
Daniel Sanchez Oliva.
yeah,
It's on today.
No.
It's not.
no, it's on Monday's, trial docket.
It's M331985.
We have a number one setting anyway, don't
We
we?
do, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. Okay, all right, it'll be, you can get your reset. Do we have any,
Medina?
let's see, Mr. Adams is not here, Adams, Delodge,
It's M331985.
Galmore, we did his. We did Kelly,
Sent me to another product.
is Kimler still in trial? Wasn't, he still in trial?
Yeah, let me. This is what I call it. It's part of the country.
Albert Gilliam? Would you please come forward? Mr. Gilliam, how are you doing?
All right.
That's good. Well, Mr. Gilliam, we're gonna need a prosecutor. Okay. Mr. Gilliam, you are represented in your case by your attorney, Ralph Kimler, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Kimler is currently in trial. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, in Orange County.
I think he's in trial in another county. So he can't be here. And so your case is going to be reset. We're going to give you another court date.
Yes.
Give us that date.
March 15th.
Okay, this case is going to be reset to March 10th of 2025. And hopefully on that day, Mr. Kimler will be available because he probably will not be in trial. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, before we let you go, I see that you have a DWI second. I need to give you some bond conditions.
Yeah, I got a problem with that. I had the lock thing in my car, and I just wrecked my car maybe 2 days ago, and I had to get the lock thing taken out.
Okay,
And I got the lock thing in there, but I had to take it out.
Okay,
It's
that's-
got in the wreck.
okay, well, but this is the bond conditions that I have is gonna be in writing. Could you have this to me and we'll just read it to you? Okay, now this document is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that document? The title? It's at the top where it says Standard Bond Conditions
Oh, okay, I got
in
it.
County Court at Law Number 2. Okay, I'm going to read this document to you. It says following return of a criminal information in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. All bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Mhm.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yeah, I've been cleaning soap for 19 months.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that.
Okay. Now, condition number 3 does not apply. Okay. Condition number 4 does apply because your case, which is a DWI second, is an offense that falls under chapter 49.04 through 49.06 of the Texas Penal Code. It's a subsequent offense. Then, but basically it's a second DWI. So this condition number 4 states, the defendant whose information charges any subsequent offense listed under section 49.04 through 49.06 of the Texas Penal Code shall not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with an interlock device mechanism that makes it practical the operation of the vehicle if ethyl alcohol is detected in the breath of the operator. And said device shall be installed at the defendant's expense, with written verification of such installation being submitted to the court on or before 3 days after the date. We understand that.
But if I don't have a car no more, I
Okay.
just gotta take him out, just two.
Okay. This
Yesterday.
says that basically any vehicle that you're gonna drive has to have that,
So when I get another car, then just have it in there. Okay, I got you, I
Right.
got you, I got you.
right? But in the meantime, it says that, condition number 5, the defendant shall obtain, maintain, pay for, and have no violation with the ignition interlock device. Now, this also says that if you don't have a vehicle, you have to have a mobile breath device. Okay? We can give you information on where you can get that. The mobile breath device is one you don't put in your vehicle. You'll just have it. But when you have a vehicle, you have to have an interlock. So you don't have a vehicle, is what I'm hearing. So you have to have a mobile breath device.
Okay, I got a question. What if I don't have the money in 3 days to get this thing?
Well, any violations is grounds for revocation.
What do you mean?
You can get your bond revoked.
Oh,
Okay? Okay? Now, do you understand that condition? Now, this is a mobile breath device. You have to go to there are places that you can go. They'll tell you how much it costs. I can't tell you right off the bat, off the top of my head, how much it costs, okay? Now, and number 6, defendant must attend NA meetings 3 times a week and provide proof to the court. Do you understand that? Okay. Hold on, we're not finished.
oh. I'm gonna hustle up this money to get this thing you talking about. Ain't going to jail, I'm gonna hustle that money.
Okay, let's do this here. Now, I'm gonna give you a form. Miss Mosby. But we hand this to,
Do I come get this to you every week or something?
no. When you come to court, that sheet should be filled out,
I know about these.
yeah, you just, every time you come to court, you bring it to court with you now. The other sheet tells you, it talks about different locations.
They're on me.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And your attorney could get us proof that you have that device, okay?
Don't bring it up here?
You can,
Okay.
you can bring the paperwork up here, or you can email it, or you can fax it,
Oh,
or you can have your attorney do it.
okay.
All right. All right, you have a blessed day. Here you go. We don't need it, we can shred this.
Somewhere around here.
Okay, you free to go. We have any,
The tablet's
hold on,
going.
oh, yours?
I've had to turn it off to try to get it to work.
Okay, I'm assigning these 2 dismissals. One on Amanda Rodriguez, is that person here?
She's not, Your Honor. It's an
Okay.
off-docket matter that we're taking care of.
Okay, both of these are docket matters.
Yes, Your Honor. One of them's from the jail run tomorrow, but the felony was disposed of. And that's Damian Tibbetts, I believe. His attorney's in court.
Oh, then, okay. That was-
Mhm.
Okay.
Was that the one
The felony was disposed of in
with Miss
CDC.
Minaldi? Was that the one?
No, Your Honor.
Oh,
it's
there was
with
another,
law.
okay. There's another case that, Miss Minaldi had, right?
Yes.
Which, y'all might have to look into that one too. I think yeah, I know, but that person had a felony. And the person got, if I'm not mistaken, 8 years or something like that.
We'll take a look at it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the one from yesterday?
Yeah.
yeah.
He's coming back tomorrow.
Well, I mean, but they can take a look at, I don't know if there was an agreement with the felony prosecutor in this case.
Representing Ron.
That what?
Yes, being represented. Okay.
Is that person, that the jail person? Okay. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, Logan Oderbert. Logan, okay.
Come on.
Mr. Oderbert, your full name is Logan Oderbert? Okay. Now, Mr. Oderbert, how are you doing? You doing well? That's good. Now, Mr. Oderbert, you're represented in your case by Attorney Ralph Kimler. Now, Attorney Kimler is currently in trial in Orange County, Texas. So therefore, you will not be able to be here today. So your case is going to be reset to another court date. Okay, give us that court date. Okay, this case is going to be reset to March 10th, 2025. You're gonna get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay. I'll send this back to you. I think I sent all of them to you. Okay. Oh, is this fine here? Tori Javon Willis? Oh, yeah.
Dismissal, Your Honor.
Oh, it is? All right, just have a seat. We'll call your case back in a few. You wanna, try this one?
I can.
Let me close this up.
Let me see if it decided to pop up. No, it's still stuck.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay, once y'all come on up. We can hurry up and do this. LeBlanc, okay. This is cause number 24 CCCR 0910, case of style of state of Texas versus Torrey Javon Willis. Mr. Willis, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Todd LeBlanc, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Willis, would you please raise your right hand? You swear firm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. Mr. LeBlanc, how are you doing?
Good, Judge.
And Mr. LeBlanc, do you waive a record in Mr. Willis' case?
We do.
Mr. Willis, I have before me, where's the motion? Y'all still working on it?
Almost done.
Now, your case is an unlawfully carrying a weapon case. Mr. Willis, I have before me a motion to forfeit the weapon, in this case to the Beaumont Police Department. Mr. Willis, do you recognize this motion?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's tied to defendant? Now, Mr. Willis, before you signed this motion, did your attorney go over this motion with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything in this motion?
Yes,
And
sir.
is everything in this motion true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna sign this motion granting the motion to forfeit the weapon to the Beaumont Police Department, and state you have an additional motion.
Yes, Your Honor, it's about to be submitted now. It's a motion to dismiss based on that forfeiture.
And Mr. Willis, the court is going to sign the motion to dismiss this case for forfeiture of the weapon. This will conclude this case. You're free to go. You have a blessed day and you have a safe trip back to Louisiana. All right, you have a blessed day.
Yeah, very well.
Jefferson County is, Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session. 3 cases. Cause number is 23 CCCR 0622. Cause number 23 CCR 1775. And cause number 25 CCCR 0032. All 3 cases are filed in the state of Texas versus Nakodia Bill Davis Jr. Nakodia Davis was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At about 9 a.m. The court bailiff called the name of Nakodia Davis Jr. at the courthouse door. Nakodia Davis Jr. did not answer. The time now is 10:38 a.m. on today's date of January 29th of 2025. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Nakodia Davis Jr. at the courthouse door?
Yes.
And Nakodia Davis was just called at the courthouse door. Nakodia Davis did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Davis an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
They moves for bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted. Nakodia Davis bond will be forfeited. And a warrant should be issued for his arrest and cause numbers 23 CCCR 0622. Let's do this here before we go in there. Could you call Nakodia Davis Jr. at the courthouse door?
Oh, Junior.
Right.
Yeah.
Might want to call on slowly. Your, if that's what you want. If Boston is not there, and I say she's trying to get contact with y'all, I'm gonna call and see what you say.
Okay, Nakodia Davis Jr. name was just called to get at the courthouse door. Nakodia Davis Jr. did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Nakodia Davis Jr. an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion? Okay, that motion will be granted. Nakodia Davis Jr. bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest and cause numbers 23 CCCR 0622, cause number 23 CCCR 1775, and cause number 25 CCCR 0032. All 3 cases, Nakodia Davis Jr. will be forfeited.
That's what I told him not to come.
Mr. Holman? Christopher Holman. This is cause number 23CCCR 2182. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Christopher Holman. Mr. Holman, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holman, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Holman, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Holman, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Holman? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Holman, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Jennifer DeLodge. Attorney DeLodge, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Judge.
And Attorney DeLodge, did you waive a record in Mr. Holman's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Holman, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Christopher Holman, on or about February 26th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Holman, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Holman, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Okay.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Holman, I also have before me a document on my tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials CH on a line next to a box that says check nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Holman, before you sign and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Lodge, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holman, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Zero for stage one.
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Lodge, you have advised and counseled Mr. Holman. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Holman, your attorney, Mr. Lodge, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Lodge, you have advised and counseled Mr. Holman. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Holman, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is to 180 days probate over 15 months with a $500 fine, 50 hours community service, the installation and maintaining of an interlock device, and DWI standard conditions of probation.
Mr. Lodge, were you appointed in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Holman, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 15 months. During the 15-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus, what's this court cost? Put that in here.
Wasn't displaying right now.
Okay, Mr. Holman, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you'll not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 15 months. During the 15-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500, plus court costs of $377. You'll be required to pay a DWI conviction fee of $100. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $6 a month. You're now subject to $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. And you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney fees of $350. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay is $176 a month. Will you be able to pay the $176 each month? You will also be required to perform 50 hours of community service, install the interlock device on any vehicle that you want to operate, attend and complete a DWI education class, have an alcohol assessment. You will also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the police sheriff for the evaluation be needed. you'll be required to pay an additional $50. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of DWI probation. Now, Mr. Holman, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? Do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Holman, I'll follow the people who are in agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Holman, this will conclude your case. You're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Lodge, you're free to go as well. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Well, who? Hey, 3, 4. Hmm? What it did? 2 cases.
Chris, talking about mass?
Yeah.
It's just the 2.
Okay, I'm thinking of Gilmore. Okay. Yeah, like four cases.
Morning, Miss Long, I'm doing fine.
I'm finally getting off your docket.
Okay, I see here, that's Gallon, Mass.
Yes, Your Honor, we just left her at the court. He took the plea over there.
Okay,
They shot over some dismissals, I think.
yeah, we have dismissals and cause numbers 23 CCCR 2694 and cause number 23 CCCR 2696. And is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm signing it with those dismissals.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day as well.
They're gonna come, yeah. Hmm.
Right, I tell you, the sun just came in. Are you serious? And steam rose off the ground like I was in the sun. Wow. And I turned into Diana Ross by my hair. That steam hit, and I said, let me try to make it back home. Before I look like Michael Jackson in my teeth.
I see the D.
Okay, I just sent, I just signed those, dismissals. Let me see, we waiting on.
You might want to do that. What did you buy yourself?
No, he's just very quiet up there. It's a little long.
But you lost your best friend. She over in your
Offices are right next to each other. I'm surviving, right?
Okay, you have a safe trip back.
Thank you, Jay.
All right.
Thank you. We have a new one starting Monday. Shane Holmes. Shane Holmes. He's been an attorney for about 15 years.
Court is back in session. The court is in session. And cause number 23 CCCR 2354.
Oh, let me get my thing.
Case is styled the state of Texas versus Tyrod Jamal Isidore. Mr. Isidore, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Isidore, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Isidore, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Isidore, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Isidore?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Isidore, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing?
Doing good, doing
And
good.
Mr. Adams, do you waive a record in Mr. Isidore's case?
Yes.
Mr. Isidore, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Tyrod Jamal Isidore, on or about September 2nd of 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with alcohol, with a blood alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Isidore, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Isidore, I also have before me a document on my tablets that's titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials, TI, that are on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which also means no contest.
Yes,
Would you
sir.
place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes,
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes,
I also have a document on paper that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
yes, sir.
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Isidore, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Adams, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to the
sir.
best of your knowledge? Mr. Isidore, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer states one.
Any objections?
No, sir.
No objection. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Adams, you have advising counsel, Mr. Isidore. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
He's not, he's competent in trial.
Okay. And Mr. Isidore, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Isidore, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 180 days probated over 1 year. Fine is to be waived, 24 hours community service, interlock and DWI standard conditions of probation.
What's that? You were appointed in this case?
Yes, sir, and, he's indigent and he's gonna ask for the lowest probationary fee, I think of $25 a month. And he's currently getting, disability because of his heart issues.
Okay, what is, let me see. 7. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think we said it. Yeah, I think that. Let's, let's see. Okay. Now, Mr. Isidore, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will not be required to serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you will not be required to pay a fine because the fine will be waived. You will be required to pay court costs of $377. You'll be required to pay DWI conviction fine of $100. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $6,000 a month, year analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Now, your total monthly installments for this case is $149 a month. Will you be able to pay the $149 a month?
Yes.
You will? Okay. Now, you will also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. What about let me do this here. You will also be required to perform 24 hours of community service, attend and completed DWI education class, have an alcohol assessment, and you will also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day the police certified evaluation be needed. You'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, Mr. Isidore, do you understand the state's offer?
I can't afford all that.
Okay, you can't afford it.
Well, he can't afford the fees at the high.
He just said that he could pay the
With
$149.
the machine,
Huh?
is it, cause I know it's, I gotta get the interlock machine.
On any vehicle that you own or operate.
Is that with the machine?
No, the interlock device is a separate fee.
Do you know how much that is?
I don't know how much that is. I don't know how much what that fee is.
It's estimate.
I don't even know where to start. I don't have nothing with the amount of the fee on there. So let me ask you, in reference to now, the court previously had told you that you were required to pay you weren't required to pay a fine because that's zero. That was waived.
Yes.
Court costs of $377. A probation fee of $6 a month, urinalysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15, DWI conviction fine of $100, and reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney's fees of $250. And that came to a total each month of $149 a month that you would have to pay while you're on probation. Right. And then now the interlock, I don't know what the fee is on that a month.
Could he ask to have the probation fee reduced to the $25 a month for the statute?
Well,
Because-
let me do this here. revision. I know that, for the BWI, the court can, there's a revision that talks about how he can pay, the court can reduce it to 50%. Let's see. Let me do recess. Let me look at this. So the court is going to find that you are indigent based on affidavit of indigence. And so pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, the court costs in this case will be reduced to 34 hours of community service. The attorney's fees of $250 will be converted, will be waived pursuant to Article 26.05 G-11 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The reimbursement fee of $15 will be waived pursuant to Article 102.018 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The probation fee of $60 a month will be reduced to the statutory minimum of $25 a month. You will be required to pay a urinalysis fee of $15 a month, and you will be required to pay the $100 DWI conviction fee. So that will come to a total of $53 a month. Will you be able to pay the $53 a month?
Yeah.
Now, you will also be required to perform 24 hours of community service in addition to the 34 hours of community service that was converted from the court costs. So that will come to a total of 58 hours total of community service hours. That you will also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You will be required to attend and complete a DWI education class. You'll be required to have an alcohol assessment. You're also required to pay Jefferson County DWI education initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the police should a further evaluation be needed. You'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, Mr. Isidore, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Isidore, the court is going to follow the plea bargain agreement with the adjustments that the court have made. Just have a seat, wait for your name to be called. Yes.
When I have to get the machine, cause I don't get paid till next month.
Yeah, but it's in your paperwork, I think. I want to say it's 30 days. It will be it'll be in the judgment.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now this will conclude your case. Just have a seat in the gallery and wait for your name to be called. Once your name is called, you're gonna come up before the court coordinator and you're gonna sign the paperwork and follow the directions of the bailiff.
Yes.
All right, just have a seat. Who's the next?
Got two more.
Huh?
Anyone you want? I got two more.
You had $25 a month. Yeah, but you had a probation fee that was reduced, and he still has. Okay, this is cause number 24CCCR 1800, case style of state of Texas versus Ashley Rawls. Ms. Rawls, is that your full name? Did I have fine conditions on that?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Rawls?
Good, sir. How about
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Rawls, you representing your case by your attorney Langston Adams.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Adams. Yeah, she is my addition. What is your announcement in Ms. Rawls' case?
Just reset proceedings going.
Okay, give us a reset date.
March 10th.
So this case will be reset to March 10th, 2024. Give you an opportunity to complete your discovery. Ms. Rawls, your attorney, is gonna get the reset once you get your reset from our court coordinator. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. Oh, let me see it. Could you hand it? Ah. Okay, Ms. Rawls. We're going to give you a, we can just, we're gonna put these in our file. Here you go. Those are gonna be in her file. And then we gave you another assigning sheet, so when you finish completing this one, okay? And, all right. Ms. Rawls, your case is gonna be reset.
Hey, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Anida?
She's here.
Judge, on this case, defense has brought to the state's attention, something that needs to be verified.
Okay. Miss Sloan, how do you pronounce your first name?
Amadia.
Anadia. Okay. And now, Miss Sloan, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Adams, Langston Adams. The state has just informed the court that there was a matter that Mr. Adams brought to the attention of the state. And so we need a reset, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what's that? Give us a reset date.
March 10th.
Okay, this case will be reset to March 10th. Is that enough time?
That's
Yeah,
more
one
than
at a
enough,
time.
Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so this case is gonna be reset to March 10th, 2025. Miss Sloan, your attorney gonna get your reset? Well, you can get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset from the coordinator, you're free to go stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
That's it.
All
Do you
right.
want this back?
Yes, we need that. All right, you're free to go, Mr. Adams. You have a blessed day.
You too, Judge. Appreciate you. We good, y'all. Oh, that's both of us, bro. And one. All right.
Huh?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Jared Proctor. Come on.
No, quick say right at the cusp. It's 11:59.
This is cause number 24 CCCR 1534. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Jared Proctor Jr. Mr. Proctor, is that your full name? Mr. Proctor, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Proctor, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Proctor, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Proctor? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Proctor, you represented in your case by your attorney Marvin Provo. Attorney Provo, how are you doing? Ms. Provo, do you waive a record in Mr. Proctor's case?
We do.
Mr. Proctor, I have before me a document on my computer that is titled information. This information is filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Jared Proctor Jr., on or about March 30th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of failure to identify a fugitive intent to give false information. Mr. Proctor, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Mr. Proctor, how do you plead guilty? Not guilty of no contest. Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Proctor, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments on my tablet. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials JP on the line next to boxes checking the look indenture, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
That do is a lot. And at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right to appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Proctor, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney, Ms. Provo, go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Proctor, are you a citizen of the United States?
State offer states one.
No objection. States Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Proctor, well, not Mr. Proctor. Yeah, Mr. Proctor, you've been advised and counseled by Ms. Provo. Are you satisfied with her representation? Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Ms. Provo, you've advised and counseled Mr. Proctor. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Provo, you are waiving a record in this case, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Proctor, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 9 months deferred probation, $400 fine, 40 hours community service plus court costs.
Ms. Provo, you appointed in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what's the court card? Okay, Mr. Proctor, the state is offering that you serve 9 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 9 month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $400 plus court costs of $277. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, reimbursement fee of $15 a month, and a reimbursement fee of $15 and a urinalysis fee of $15 a month. You'll also be required to pay reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $350. Your total monthly installments in this case is $209 a month. Will you be able to pay the $209 each month? You will?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 40 hours of community service, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Proctor, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Mr. Proctor, I'll follow the people who are in agreement that you have entered into in this case, Mr. Proctor. If you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because she's quite competent in those matters. All right. Now, next case. Okay. Now, Mr. Proctor, please stand in front of our court coordinator. Follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
And next case. You working on it? Okay. Okay, this is cause number M 333-520, case of style of state of Texas versus Alfred Theron Pollard. Mr. Pollard, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pollard, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Pollard, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir.
Mr. Pollard, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Pollard? That's good. Can't be better than being blessed. Now, Mr. Pollard, you're represented in this case by your attorney, Attorney Marva Provo. Attorney Provo, do you waive a record in Mr. Pollard's case?
We do know.
Mr. Pollard, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Alfred Theron Pollard, on or about September 11 of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Pollard, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Pollard, I also have before me on my tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials ATP that are on a line next to a box that's checked no contingent. Place your initials on this document. And on the next document that's titled Trial Court, on the same document, the next page, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Now, Mr. Pollard, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Pollard, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
Except for stage 1.
Any objection? No objection. States Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Provo, you advised in counsel. Mr. Pollard, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, no.
And Mr. Pollard, your attorney, Ms. Provo, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Pollard, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
That agreement is to 10 days jail with credit for 1 day, Your Honor. I don't recall the specific date that was set to report.
It's got next Friday.
Okay.
By 5 p.m.
Actually, you have to put 6, but that's what goes in the judgment, 6 p.m., right? Normally,
By 6 p.m. on or before.
it's always 6 p.m.
Okay.
Also, we go in early too.
Yeah, on or before. So
Okay.
anytime before 6 p.m. Yeah. What is this court cost? Okay, Mr. Pollard, the state is offering that you serve 10 days in Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for the 1 day that you've already served in jail. You will also be required to pay the court cost of $377. Are you able to pay the $377 $377 court cost.
And when will I have to pay?
Are you able to pay it today?
Pay to like the first 7, it will take.
Yeah, normally it has to be paid on the day of the judgment, which is today. Unless he's not on probation, so we can't put him on a payment plan.
Have an affidavit.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
let me
up in
see
the-
your affidavit of indigence. Was you appointed on this case? No, so we don't have an affidavit.
All thing you do is contact Ms. Carter.
We can give him a time to pay it.
Long as I have to pay before I turn myself in.
We can do that. Let me see, the date is the 7th, which is next Friday. And then you said you get paid on the 1st, which is
What, this
Saturday?
Saturday.
Right. So, will you be able to pay it Monday?
Give or take Monday, no later than Monday, I should have.
Okay, so let's say it'll be paid by,
Pay it to.
you're gonna pay it downstairs in the county clerk's office.
Okay.
Okay? So he'll pay it, the court cost will be paid on, what's that date?
February 3rd.
February 3rd of 2025. Okay? All right, just, now, and your jail time is to begin, February 7th of 2025 at or before 6 p.m. Mr. Pollard, do you understand the state's offer? You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Mr. Pollard, I'll follow the people are in agreement that you've entered into the state. Mr. Pollard, just please have a seat, wait for your name to be called. Once your name is called, you're going to stand next to the bailiff and follow her directions. Once you finish following her direction, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. What I need to sign this.
Maybe be excused. Huh?
Yes, Mr. Provo, you may be excused. Yeah, you might have to show him where he needs to pay it.
Okay, I will.
Here you go. And let's see, is that it? Let's see.
Your Honor,
Yeah,
this is a matter concerning tomorrow's jail run. Regular Naldi has one case on it.
right. I talked to her yesterday. She's still in trial. We're gonna have to reset it.
She emailed me this afternoon, a couple minutes ago, saying that they'll be in trial, and she said if there's another attorney that can handle the plea, she'd be fine with that.
Okay, well, we'll, okay. That's fine.
I said about her coming early tomorrow, like she did before.
Okay. But she's tied up in that
Yeah.
case, okay. All right, so this will conclude the calling of the court's announcement docket, the motion to revoke probation docket. Both dockets were scheduled on today's date of January 29, 2025 in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day. Prosecutors, you are excused.